Jes, eli tervetuloa kaikille tänään Unessa festivaalin viimeiseen ja ehkä parhaimpaan päivään, joka on nyt ollut 2 päivää jo meillä käsillä. Ja huikeita taiteilijoita ja huikeita esityksiä, huikeita näyttelyitä. Ja tosiaan tänään ohjelmassa meillä on Tania Nathanin spoken word-esitys, joka alkaa tuota pikaa. Ja sen jälkeen meillä on luvassa kello 6 kuvataidekeskustelu, jossa kuvataiteilijat Elina Proterus, Juuli Kangasniemi ja Toivo Heinimäki tulevat keskustelemaan Samuel Sinikallion johdolla. Sen jälkeen meillä on pieni tekninen breikki ja sitten sen jälkeen tulee 19.30 Niilas, Holmberg ja Pauli Lyytinen vetämään meille uskomattoman konsertin. Ja sen jälkeen on luvassa kello 9 Tarai Kaisa. Uskomaton konsertti myös luvassa. Ja sen jälkeen siirrytään kello 10 DJ:den pariin hieman rytmisempään musiikin johdossa. Yes, kiitos paljon. Tania, stage is yours.
Hello, kiva nähdä teillä kaikki. Vedetään tää vaikka Finglish, mun lempikieltä. Eli sekä suomeksi ja englanniksi. Hello everybody watching from the stream. In other words, one person Kai Kuusisto and maybe my mother. This is a little bit exciting because I've never been live streamed before on YouTube. Ooh, which is a little bit frightening because I have relatives in Malaysia that do not know what I get up to here in Finland. Eli tulee vähän jännä setti. Eli mun nimi on siis Tania Nathan ja vedetään tällaista spoken word keikoja, koska mulla on paljon sanottavaa, mutta halusin myöskin varoittaa, että mun matsku on sekä kevyttä, ihanaa ja ei. So, tässä tulee tällaista pieni rollercoaster tänään ja ehkä te tunnette pieni epämukavusta. She's saying not so nice things, oh my god. Mutta stay with me. Lopussa on luvassa happy end. Koska mä oon mukava, eiks niin? On. Ja myöskin, koska Tara on siis pyytänyt mua tänne, ja mä en halua siis niinku droppaa tunnelman liikaa. Pidetään sellaista kevytyä fiilisiä lopussa, mutta alussa Mutta tässä oli pari kysymyksiä, että miksi mä teen tällaista. Ehkä mä antaa sitten mun työ vastaa tuo kysymys. Aloitetaan ensin pieni runo called E-Cab. Ja tässä on heti ensimmäinen sisältövaroitusta. This is talking about gun violence. A poem of a brown woman thinking about cops that kill. The thing about poetry is, it should hit you like a gunshot. Blam, blam, right between the eyes. Straight into the skull. But instead, poetry is made out to be this wispy curl of words, a little filigree of lace and words that whisper something in between, not saying what they mean. The thing about my poetry is, I want it to strike you right between the eyes. Between the muscle and the bone, that's where it should hit. Drag you kicking and screaming to the surface for air, leaving you nothing but alive to a world which thinks nothing of people like me, people like us, wiping us out like mosquitoes in the wind. And so my poetry is a gun, my gun, loaded, pressed against the throbbing vein, an intersection of words, an intersection of worlds, the spaces and the things and people most people like to pretend are not there. That's where my poetry pulls the trigger, exploding, destroying, smearing all the things held dear, wide open, blam, blam. The quiet of a new dawn smashed, ripped open, all the cold stillness gone. The thing about my poetry is, it is the one thing that nobody can take from me. Not you, or you, or you. Thank you. Niin, kun mä sanon kevyttää. Kun mä aloitin kirjoittaa 7-vuotiaana, mä muistan se fiilis, että mulla oli siis dysleksia, ja Malaysiassa sitä ei ole olemassa muuten. There is no dyslexia in Malaysia, by the way. So I had to kind of figure this on my own. What is this and why am I stupid? So I started writing, and I wanted to tell stories. But only when it was 2016, I thought, what stories am I telling? And why am I telling them? Että ei pelkästään kuka mä oon, mutta millaista maailmassa me asutaan ja me eletään. What am I as a brown woman in this world? Am I a brown woman in a white world? A brown woman in a brown world? So I started thinking about, whose stories am I telling? So, we have the next poem. Maybe you recognize yourself in this poem, maybe not. Let's see. It's called Tuesday. I do not dream of labor, she says proudly. Living her big life in the big bad city, all the right clothes, the right kind of pretty, no surprises around the corner. All the right friends that look just like her. I do not dream of labor, she smiles in the know your worth designer shirt, the steepest learning curve she ever had with her was living the average with her less than average dreams. Holiday skiing, weekends antiquing, the status quo is strong with her like. Status quo? I don't know them. She smiles, all teeth, soft and small, cold and smooth, her hands, everything white and cool. I do not dream, she should have said. That I would have believed. Thank you. Noniin, onko rankaa niinku takana? Jatkuko tää vielä? Kyllä jatkuu, mutta jatka. Jotkut ihan tällaisessa niinku hikihatussa, että I came to see art, I wanted to see something beautiful. Well, the next poem is called Pussy, so ja mä muistan, kun mä kirjoitin tää, että mulla oli silloin sellaista pieni faith transition. Ja faith transition tarkoittaa sitä, että sä jätän siis sun uskontoon, mikä on ollut siis mukana sun elämän 20 vuotta taakse. Ja sit sä pitäisi miettiä uudestaan, kuka sä oot tässä maailmassa. Ja mitä nyt saa sanoa ja miten. So, if my mom is watching this, sorry mom, but yes. This poem is about what it's like to be a woman not wanting children and going to a synnytystalkoo type gynecologist in Finland. Why don't we talk more about periods? Why don't we talk more about blood? We bleed, we clean, absent-mindedly, secretly washing things, minding our P's and Q's, Tampax and whisper, extra padded. Sorry sis, do you have a burana? Oh, there's such a mood today. PMS and hot tea. Why don't we talk more about gynae chairs? Feet in stirrups prone, suddenly no shame. When all your life it was very shame. Someone makes a call, talking about your uterus as if you weren't there. Not having babies suddenly makes your uterus non grata. Do I count if I am not a mother? If I only come and not bleed, and have bits and not breed? Why don't we talk more about shame, about riots and punanis, and those that have them, because not everyone who has a punani is a woman. Why it is it we can contain the world, yet be kept under the whispers and the slander? Huora, she called me. Hussy, she screamed, because a man can be taken. Such is the power of pussy. If it were so powerful, why don't we talk more about it? If everyone else is free to debate, if everyone else can police shame, if you can break a family in two, imagine what pussies can do. Wouldn't everyone be lining up wanting pussies in queue? Why don't we talk more about it? Thank you. Kymmenen minuuttia on mennyt. How's everybody feeling today? Ja, mä muistan, että viikko sitten, mä olin siellä esiintymässä mun elämäni niin kuin isoin lava ikinä, Svenska Theater. Shout out to Svenska for letting me on that stage. That was very nice. So I remember thinking when I got on that stage, like, who am I, what am I going to represent? Because it's the oldest stage, I think, in Finland, 600 years old, and it's damn nice. If you haven't been to that theater, it is fancy as beep. So go. And anyway, I was on that stage. They had 10 minutes, right? Because I think they had very tight schedule. So I was thinking, I am going to do this for all the brown people that haven't got on Svenska stage. So the next thing I'm going to do is something that I didn't do at Svenska because I was trying to be very nice and polite and, like, you know, take care of people's feelings, white people, people's feelings, and be nice. But I really wanted to read this one, and I think you guys can take it. You're like a brave audience. This is from Daughter of Immigrants, a little book that I wrote in 2019. I have one copy with me today. Audre Lorde. The terrible things we do in silence. We assess the damage, we appease the demons, we allow things that shouldn't happen to happen. The terrible things we allow silence to do to us. We let love slip through our fingers, we let entire generations murder and be murdered. We allow ourselves to be passed over again and again and again and again. We die cemented over by the fear that silence presses upon us. The terrible things that silence has swallowed up. Our opinions, our languages, our songs, our tongues, our ability to say enough, enough is enough. And before you know it, silence will have you too. In this easily controllable, amiable, stupefied silence, congealed into the cracks only waiting for you to see, your silence, Audre Lorde assures us, will not save you. Your silence was never your friend. Your silence is a roaring lion only waiting for you to find its voice again. Are you a roaring lion? Or just the memory of what could have been, only seen, never heard? A placid mammal quietly led to slaughter, never one to question what was surely just friendly banter. Known for your easily placated manner, a model member of the minority, so gladly, happily ready to be forgotten again. Your silence will not save you. Your silence was never your friend. Thank you. Piti nyt olla pieni haastattelu tässä ennen tätä showta, mutta päätettiin Samuelin kanssa ja ehkä mä vain tulen tänne vähän niin kuin spiikka. Mutta tietysti kun mä oon täällä ja täällä on valot ja kamerat, sitten mä oon ihan unohdan kaikki. Mutta mulla on nämä kysymykset täällä, mitä olen fiksusti miettinyt etukäteen. What do I want to say about my work? Well, these things that I write are not easy. It's not very fun walking into a room and just dropping the temperature by 5 degrees. Yes, nobody enjoys that. I don't enjoy that either. So one thing that I've been thinking about very much this year is joy. Why do this work? Yeah, performing is a privilege. I know I have a privilege. But joy is really important to me as well. I want my work to also bring joy to people, to make them feel and think, but to leave this session together, hopefully feeling a little bit better. Because if you don't feel joy, why the hell are you here? Really? So I hope the things that I say make you feel something, but what you do with that feeling after this is not go home and have a kalsarikannit and no niin, se oli se. But what are you going to do with the things that you are thinking of? Or at least I hope you're thinking, you're not thinking, onpas nälkä, pitäisikö syödä jotain jälkeen? So, one thing that brings me a lot of joy is my family and the people that I love who show up for me. And I would like to read something a little bit happier actually. So, me skipataan kaikki nämä vihaisia juttuja. Mene vähän niinku onnellisempää. Tää on vähän niinku off the script, mutta I think we need a little joy on a Saturday afternoon. Niin. Bear with me. Kun mä kirjoitin tää kirjaa, mä mietin fiksusti, että mä laitan tähän niinku sivunumerot, koska sit se on tosi mystinen. Mutta sitten se ongelma on, että mä en löytä asioita täällä. Vaikka tää on siis mun kirja. Mutta okei, nyt löysin. We Out Here. And I wrote this in response to Sonja Lindfors, who did this amazing show called Cosmic Latte. To the makers and dancers and singers and poets and writers of color writing words of power, we see you. To the historians, educators and legislators and mothers and fathers, parents and brothers, sisters and siblings, grandmothers, grandfathers, stepmothers, stepfathers, stepparents, cousins, grandchildren, families, adopted and created, born families of many or one. Broken or intact, kept invisible by a media that does not wish to recognize the power and beauty that is the color of our skin. Our stories, our songs, we see you. To the brave voices, the ones that gather others together, to the ones that take the stand, the organizers, the creators, the givers, not the takers, the ones that see the crooked and seek to set it straight, to go against the grain, to take the pain that comes with doing what is right in a world that is so wrong. We see you. To the faithful, the believers, the repentant that are still sinners, who seek forgiveness, the brothers, the sisters, the people. We see you. To the ones that love, that have to fight to belong, that silently hold us up because they know what it is and why. I see you. We see you. We see you. Thank you. Nyt pidetään pieni silmäkontakti, mietitään, että saanko mä jatkaa vielä? Ehkä mä jatkan vielä. Saatiin vähän peukua. Okei. Okay. All right. No niin. So we have 3 more poems. Bear with me. If you're feeling all kind of feelings right now, don't worry. Feeling things are good. My therapist tells me this. Feelings are temporary. They pass. She gave me homework once. Go home and feel all your feelings. I'm like, horrible. Kauhea. Who wants to feel feelings? But I remember when I wrote this poem, I was feeling all kinds of feelings. It was in my friend's mökki. And we had this writing retreat, aka me hengattiin koko viikkoa ja vähän uitiin ja chillattiin ja mietittiin asioita. Ja tää tuli ihan niinku tosta retreatista. Retreatista on 2 ihminen. Mutta there is a cuckoo in this poem. I have a good friend in the audience. who likes birds, and I am a massive bird nerd. So see if you can hear the cuckoo. Maybe you hear it, maybe you don't. This poem is called Hösa. The cuckoo high up in the trees. Love me, love me. I write a hot laptop full of dreams. Love me, love me. Breakfast dishes pile high in the sink. A dog barks in response to a sneeze. The beds are made and you called, but I did not think it would be a good idea to answer. Love me, love me. The lake water is soft on the skin, the midnight full of somnolent speech, death, sex, and love on the brink. Love me, love me. A mother calls, worries on repeat. The daughter answers to reassure and reveal all we do is write and dream. Love me, love me. A little hot box of a car whirs on the road. We pass villages long gone, but still beloved. The gravel gives off ghostly dust. When I run on repeat, my heart screams, love me, love me. We line up things we should think about and not. Worries about who got the gigs and who did not. Wonder if the next poetry festival will be worth it or not. All the white boys and their white pain and the usual lot. Love me, love me. The vintage shops and the soft toys that time forgot. The dresses that once money bought. Sold for a few euros, perhaps 3 at best. The jewelry in plastic cases falling apart with rot. Love me, love me. Everyone wants to live in a big city or town. The quiet villages are dying. The church even closed down. You might move here, you play with this thought as you drive around, but in the deep silence, you know that this will never allow someone like you to live their dreams. For alas, it is hard screaming into the literal void, I found. Love me, love me. Thank you. Niin, tuo oli Hösa. There was that year that I decided, you know what? I'm going to feel all my feelings. I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. This is a very brave thing to do in Finland. Because then people ask you, onko sulla jotain ongelmaa vai miksi? And I decided, you know what? For me, it's a crutch. I'm going to feel all my feelings. This is a very bad idea, by the way, being a poet and feeling all your feelings. But look at this, 2 years later, still alive, still going. So the second last poem I have for you today is something that I wrote in the depths of my despair when I was feeling my feelings. Tää on vähän tällaista, but bear with me. Tässä on tosi paljon tunteita. It's called Selling Things. I like selling things. I sold myself up to you, held it up like a gift, a trap. You fell for it. A shimmering city built on dust. Around and around we go, everyone here, but especially you, trades in silences. That grows like a cancer unbeknownst to all. Cells erode, separate, multiply, but I'm too busy selling things. Serpentine, the blood coursing through me, the temperature of the air. You kiss me, and out came the truth. If sands were to consume me, and if deserts would close down, would it truly be so that all of this was just a dream? Aren't dreams just lies our bodies tell us? In the blink of an eye, you can wipe out an entire life. Magic trick, rabbit out of a hat, just like that, gone. I like selling things. I sold myself this time for a song. You snapped me up, what a steal. You thought you were getting a bargain of a lifetime, an unbelievable deal. But little did you know, none of this is real. Who's laughing now? Who? Thank you. Noni. Now is the moment we've all been waiting for, the happy ending. onko se, kykeneekö sellaista? Kykene. Yeah, mom, this one is very happy, don't worry. I was just thinking that Asian people think like when you leave Asia and go to Europe, you live a very fancy life. That, when I first came to Finland, I moved to a small town called Kokkola, Hietsun, Karlby, and I worked for fun in the fishmongers. And I remember when I went home and told my mom this. Yeah, I'm working selling fish, and she was horrified. She's like, "What? You went to university and now you work there?" But you know what? I wanted to meet people, and I wanted to freak out Finnish people especially. It was really fun. People were just coming up to me like, "Puhuuko sä suomea?" I'm like, "Yeah, puhun. Entäs sä?" Mut. It has been a really good time here in Finland, and a really not great time, but I've been really privileged, as I've said before, to have had good people around me. And like I said, joy is really important to the work that I do. And I would like you guys to think as well, before it's too late, how does joy show up in your life for you? What makes you happy? Does it come from inside? I hope so. So this last poem I wrote because I wanted to think about all the people before me that lived so that I could have this life right now. And this poem is called To Life. Because nobody makes it out of here alive. Nobody gets to say, well, that was a close shave. I guess we'll all live to call it a day. Because there is no pie in the sky. There is no heavenly reward. Nobody waiting for us with angelic harps and angelic songs. Because nobody likes to talk about it, how we killed God. And then sat around drinking tea at christenings and Christmases. Then go off to fight wars and pretend that it's good to hate. Because hate is real, isn't it? Hate is something we can all get behind. Hate is so alive, so full of character. That quiet that follows the slaughter. Well, hate won't save you either. Because nobody, honey, gets out of here alive. Plan your weddings and make your babies, all white furnishings of a good life, all the trappings, a good time. Audi, Q8, e-tron, hybrid. Rolex Datejust, a date with destiny. Therapy twice a week and mirtazapine and a subscription to the New Scientist, brunches and arguing with the nation's finest on Twitter, LinkedIn, even Instagram if the whim catches you. But all the time the clock is ticking and life is just zooming by. Because nobody gets out of here alive. There is no hero coming to save us. There is no happy ending to soothe. There is no amount of marathons or Pilates or calisthenics or CrossFit that will save you. Beyond the days that we have been given, not a penny more or a second less can be earned or taken. The end awaits us all, unlovely and lovely, fertile or barren. So what now? Well, I propose you this. Dance more, hate less, kiss your family and tell them all the burning things you keep in your chest. Swim in the lake or the sea, naked preferably. Love who you want. And on that note, ask them out today. Sing regularly out loud and laugh at yourself. Laugh because this existence is absurd and it is astonishing. Don't get so caught up in all the things and the fights and the words that people throw at each other. Ask why and why not of yourself. Live. Because none of us gets out of here alive. That is a promise. That is the curse. That is the gift. That later rather than sooner, sooner rather than late. When it all ends, it's all up for debate. I tell you more, but I've got to get back out there and get busy living and sinning and grieving and loving, losing, winning, trying. Because nobody, beloved, nobody gets out of here alive. So live. Live. So nobody need grieve you already now. Live. My name is Tania Nathan, the Chindian Queen. It has been an honor to perform for you today. Thank you.
Jes, kiitos Tania, ihan mahtava esitys. Ja tosiaan kello 6 jatketaan seuraavaksi, eli silloin on luvassa paneelikeskustelu kuvataiteilijoiden kanssa. Eli tässä ehtii nauttia vielä vaikka koskan drinkin tai käydä ihastelmassa pop-upin taidetta ja teoksia. Ja sitten myös on vielä kuvataidetta tarjolla, eli nauttikaa.